super excited to be joined with Kelly here in Medellín, Colombia. And we're going to be talking about her experience living abroad as a single mom of two, because I get so many questions about living abroad with children and moving abroad with children. And the fact of the matter is, I can't answer because I have never done it. But as y'all know, I'm always here to be a resource. And we have a great resource here today. So, hello, Kelly. Thank you so much for joining.
Well, thank you for having me. Hi, everybody.
Absolutely. So, before we kick it off, go ahead and tell us a little bit more about you. Like, where are you from? Tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay. So I am originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I have two little boys, ages 8 and 5. We moved here to Medellin officially in September, but I came in June with the kids to test it out. So we stayed from June until July, and then we went back to the States in August to finish packing up our stuff, shutting things down. Was back here at the beginning of September, and we are officially here.
Period.
Officially.
Yes. I love that y'all did the test too, because I feel like this is a controversial topic in the moving abroad space. So I personally am a firm believer in, before you just completely go and uproot your entire life and be determined to go live in one place, why not go visit first? Go test the waters, see how you like it, see how you like the culture, see if it feels like a place that could feel like home. And there are other people who are very much like, no, you don't need to do that. And I'm not saying that like some people don't like, I know there are people out there, they take the leap and it works out. And I think that's great. But I will also say, y'all, I believe it makes a big difference. So tell me a little bit more about what it was like whenever you did kind of like the scouting trip.
Okay, so initially I did come by myself. So I came in March of this year by myself, and I went on a relocation tour. That was my scouting trip. I had never been to Medellin. Someone recommended it to me. I was like, I don't know, because you hear everything online. They say it's dangerous, it's
Yep.
this, it's that. So I had been to Cartagena on vacation like a long time ago, but never to Medellin. So when I came in March, I kind of had my guards up. I was like, is somebody gonna try to like take advantage of me? Like,
Yes.
I'm really like watching my back. But after a couple of days, I was like, I'm fine. This is nothing. Like, I'm from St. Louis. That's not a safe place. So, I'm good.
Period.
So yeah, I did it by myself, and then I waited for the kids to get out of school, and then that's when I brought them here so that they can kind of fill it out, and we can all fill it out, because I was only here for 1 week when I did the scouting trip. So we spent the 2 months here so that all of us can kind of see how we felt, if the kids would be okay, if they were comfortable. We looked at schools, found a place to stay, and did do those types of things. And I actually made the decision in July. So we had been here a full month, probably like a month and a half, when I officially was like, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and stay. And I committed to staying for 1 year. And then if we like it, we'll continue to stay as long as the government lets me stay.
Right.
And if we don't like it, then we can move on. So that is my plan. Now, if I was single, I would have definitely moved quicker, probably done things differently. But with kids, you can't do that. I had to slow down, and you got to think about everybody. You can't just think about yourself. So that's why I chose that route.
Okay. So first of all, I didn't even realize that you started. Okay, so this is technically your third time here then.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so first time,
yeah.
first time you came solo dolo.
Yep.
Second time you brought the boys.
Yep.
Okay, and then third time is when y'all came back officially for the move.
We were here. Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit. Let's go back to the moment where you told your children that you were considering, thinking. I don't know how you said it, but like. Tell us a little bit about what it was like to actually tell to, a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old, hey, we're going to go move to another country. Give us the story.
Okay. So I didn't tell them we were moving initially. I told them we were going on vacation, because in my mind, it was still kind of like, I'm not sure yet. So it was posed as a vacation to the kids and my family. Right?
Okay.
So we came. My family is used to us going somewhere for an extended amount of time, so that wasn't a big deal. They just were a little concerned because it was Colombia, going back to what I said earlier. So when I made the decision, we were actually already here in Colombia in July. And I talked to the kids, and I was like, "What do you think?" Like, I asked them how they felt about it. Like,
Yeah.
did they like it? But just got their input. Then I said, "Well, I'm thinking I want to stay for a year. Would you all be okay with staying for a year?" The 5-year-old Bryson, he was fine. He like Bryson rolls with it. He like, all right, cool, whatever.
He really is.
Now the 8-year-old Chance, he was like, well, wait a minute, hold on.
I got
now.
questions.
Yeah, he had questions, right? He had a whole lot to say, but his main concern was his family and friends. Like, he doesn't have a lot of friends his age, but like our family friends.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he was more like he wanted to make sure he could see them and visit and this and that. So I had to kind of make the deal with him, like, when you have longer breaks, if we can, then you can go back to the States, be with family, and then you'll come back here. So that was the initial thought, conversation, all of that. So he was okay. Really, he became more okay with it once we kind of started doing more activities here. We got to meet more people. He got to meet more kids. When we found the school and he liked the school, then he was really like, all right, I'm good. So now he's at the point to where he's fine because he loves the weather. He loves the fact that we can go outside and do things all year round.
Yes, all day, every day.
all day, every day. Yes. So he's like, oh yeah, I love it here. He loves the food because he brags about how fresh the food is. Like he knows, but he's like, the food here tastes better. He talked to my mom and his grandpa, everybody. He's like, the food here tastes better. Yeah, we need to do this, we need to do that, because when we went back in August, oh yeah, he had a lot to say about the comparison between the United States and Colombia as far as life. And so he's okay now. He wants to go back for Christmas, but we're not gonna be able to do that.
First Christmas in Medellín.
First Christmas, we're gonna have to be right here, but I'm gonna make sure they go back for the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, I was attempting to try to send them back for the holidays for winter break, but with these airlines and the government shutdown and all the stuff that's happening, yeah, we're gonna stay right here.
Yeah, we're gonna stay put. Yeah, we Mel and I are planning to go home for Christmas, but we got reservations. We do. I'm like, Lord, if I get stuck anywhere, let me get stuck here.
Right.
I was like,
I don't want to be stuck there. No.
Yes. And speaking of not wanting to be stuck there, let me pause because I saw this. Somebody did ask a question. Someone asked, where'd it go? Can you talk about finding schools for your boys? Yes, oh dear, we will. That's actually on the list of questions. So, yeah, great question. We will get there. So, why did you even decide to leave the U.S. in the first place? I know we skip it around a little bit, y'all. Okay. So, when, why did you get to a point where you decided that you wanted a different life in a different country?
Okay, so I had already wanted to leave the United States. Anyway, I used to live in China for a while. This is before I had kids, before any of this. Yeah, right? So I was planning on leaving and moving out of the United States anyway before the pandemic. Then the pandemic hit. Then life started happening. And so I was like, okay, things just kept getting pushed back. Once the election came around and the candidates were announced, we were like, yeah, I think it's time.
Bye.
It's time. Because we already knew who was going to win. We just knew it. Like, I already know what's about to happen, what's about to go down. So I started saving at that point. Like, let's just start getting planned. We know we're going to leave when the kids get out of school. That was just kind of set in stone. We didn't know where we were going. But I just was like, we got to go ahead and just, let's go. Let's go make a plan. Let's get on out of here. And I'm glad I did, because we see what's happening. So yeah, that was really it. It was motivated by the political situation. Another thing is, I wanted to, and this is before the candidates were announced, but my goal was I wanted to be in a place where the kids can be themselves. I got 2 Black boys. I need them to be who they are, and I don't want to worry about them being in danger, worried about them being stereotyped. Whatever they want to be, I want them to be that. So that was another reason.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's honestly like that's something that I see all the time. I hear all the time on this app, like people who are actually, really concerned for their kids' safety. And, I don't have kids, but there's times where, listen, I got a Black ass husband, all right? Okay. And there's times where, we in the US and I literally be telling him, I'm like, can you just like take your hood down? Like, and he'd be like, babe, and I'm like, no, but I'm like, I need you to understand that, like, it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Like when we're going certain places that like you look less intimidating. Yeah. Because and I understand it's sad that we have to do
like
this.
that.
But at the end of the day, like, I don't care. Like, what I care about is your safety. What I care about is your life. It's a very real thing. So I know that you said you mentioned that a friend recommended Colombia to you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so before then, did you have other countries in mind?
I did.
Okay, where else?
Okay, so we did a scouting trip to Panama. So we went to Panama City.
Okay.
That was about 2 years ago. We spent a month in Panama with the kids, and then my boyfriend at the time and I went back for another month.
Okay.
By ourselves. So we did do that. Mexico was also on the list. Now I wanted to go further away.
Yeah.
Like I love Portugal. I love Portugal. South Africa. And South Africa is still on my mind and list. I still kind of have it there. But we kind of have to stay close because we have older parents. And if anything happens, we want to be able to make sure we can get back relatively quickly.
Yeah.
So that's why Central America, South America is kind of what we landed on. And then, like I said, a friend of mine recommended Medellin because he actually lives in Colombia, in a different city in Colombia.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, maybe you just need to check it out. And, and he knows RJ. So he told me about the relocation tour.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up getting connected with RJ and coming on the relocation tour.
And then you clearly fell in love with Colombia more than Panama.
Felt the energy. It's the energy, y'all. Like, it's a whole vibe. Like, I'm not going to say it's like lit or anything like that, but it's just something where when you get here, you just like, it feels good.
Yes.
It just feels good.
Yes.
So.
And I will tell you it is lit. Okay? I will tell you it is lit here.
I can't say that because I got kids. I can't go outside like that, but she knows about it.
Listen, I don't even be outside that much, but honestly, y'all, like, there is something about Medellin. Like, people, like, the amount of people I've literally met here that have been like, I came here and I just stayed. Like, I thought I was only going to stay a couple weeks and I ended up staying here. Like, I've come back 3-4 times. I mean, this is literally my third time here. It's, I mean, yeah, there's so many things to love about Medellin. So now that you're here, what do you feel like have been the biggest difference, like, culturally, in terms of like lifestyle for you as a mom, but then also for your boys? What have been like the biggest differences versus when you were living in the US?
Well, I can say the biggest difference is the school. Like, I'm still getting adjusted to the school, how it works, what they expect. I'm like, oh, this is a lot.
Yeah.
This is more than what I'm used to. Yep. I didn't know. But I'm doing it.
We figuring it out.
We figured it out. Is it the way they do school is just like totally different. The kids have to go to private school for one because we're not citizens, so they can't just go to a public school. The other thing is the Colombian people don't recommend sending your kids to public school. They normally put their kids in private school, so that's a thing. So the cost of it is something I wasn't expecting as far as like how much it would cost. Not to say it's super expensive, but it is more than what
you expected.
And then I have 2 kids, so I'm paying double. So it's like, ooh, okay. Yeah. When I got the school supply list, oh my gosh! So I'm used to getting school supplies, but here they want you to get everything, like for music class, for art class. In the United States, that stuff is provided, right? I had to buy books. I literally feel like I enrolled my kids in college. Yeah. I had to buy everything: uniforms, books, pay for transportation, pay for lunches and breakfast, like all of that. So I did not quite know that, but now I do, and I can school others on it. And then there's also a whole process you got to do. Like when you move from the United States or any country to Colombia and you want to enroll your kids in school, you got to do certain things with the government. You got to have certain paperwork. It has to be apostilled. It has to be translated. So just knowing the little nuances, I was like, oh, okay. Now we know.
These are all the things, y'all. Listen, these are all the things. Like, this is what I love about these conversations, is because you really get to hear from someone who's had the experience. And I know you were saying that there was like a long list of things. How long would you say, like from start to finish, did it take for you from like the looking for the school, like choosing the school, to actually like, okay, they are enrolled, they're officially students there?
Oh, it took some time because you can't just call up a school or just walk up and say, hey, I want to enroll my kids. No, like this is not a situation where you're in a certain school district and you do. Everything works off of WhatsApp. Then they have certain times
Oh.
where they're doing enrollment. So you got to go at certain times and apply at certain times. You have to go in person on these dates. A lot of times they want you to bring the kids with them. They have a whole presentation, tour the school. So you got to actually do some leg work, and it's physical leg work. Like, so you can't just go to one school because you don't know if it's going to be a good fit for your kids.
Right.
You got to go to multiple schools. So first you do your research online to try to find the schools, because not all these schools don't have websites, not all of them. So
Mm.
sometimes it's like a word of mouth situation. You're in WhatsApp groups and parents groups like, hey, what are
Yep.
good schools? Or looking at recommendations that are on a spreadsheet from other parents, just using
Yep.
the resources you have. And then making a contact with the school, going to visit multiple schools, making a decision. Once you make the decision, then sometimes they have to decide if they want your child.
Right.
Sometimes your child has to do a placement test or some type of evaluation, a psychological evaluation. Like, there are steps before they say, okay, they can come. Once they say that, then you got to get your paperwork in order, make sure you register with the government, get the school supplies, set up all of the things, the uniforms, the transport, set it all up, pay for it. Like, it has to happen. It's like boom, boom, boom. So you got to
Yeah.
have that money ready
Yeah.
because you got to shell it out.
Yeah. Oh no, that's good to know. Interesting that you say it's all done via WhatsApp, because I'm like, oh, that's so Colombia.
Yeah.
That is so Colombia, and it's one of those things where, I tell people all the time, I'm like, listen, everything about living abroad is not sexy. Don't let these content creators gas y'all, okay? Like, this life is not for everybody. Some of y'all need to visit and go back home because you're not really prepared for a life where everything's not just handed to you, right? Like, living in the US, and we can say anything we want about the US, but there are a lot of things that are literally just at our disposal. Like, there's a lot of things where it's a lot more simple to make it happen. And I know that you mentioned, like, kind of like going through several schools, and I know, like, I see people talking about like international schools, bilingual schools. What was the reason that you chose this particular school over the others?
Okay, so for one, I was in a time crunch. So let me be
Period.
honest. Let me be
Period.
honest, because the kids didn't even start school until mid-September. I started the process of looking for schools in July. So it took some time. I chose this particular school, one, because they had an opening, with two openings. Two, it was a bilingual school. I did not want to put the kids in all Spanish speaking school. They don't speak Spanish. I didn't want to set them up for failure.
Right.
So this way, they have some classes in English, some in Spanish, so they can gradually learn. And then now they are in Spanish classes, so they're trying to learn.
Yes.
So I will eventually put them in another school.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get them acclimated. I wanted to make sure they were comfortable, because this is already a big change for
Yeah.
them and myself. Because again, I'm managing all of this on top of work, on top of business, like on top of everything I got going on. Navigating a whole nother culture, it's a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah.
Thank goodness I have my nanny, because she helps a lot. She's my right hand woman. I'm like, oh, thank you, because I don't know what I would have done.
Period. I didn't even know you had a nanny.
Oh yeah.
Okay, hold on. Rewind. Where did you find a nanny?
So actually, I went through an agency. So
Okay.
we have a parents group here on WhatsApp, and you can ask any question you want to ask, and people are always willing to help and provide information. So I found an agency through that group, and the agency provided me with the nanny I have. She's been with us since July when we were here. So we took off that 1 month, and then she came right on back with us. I was like, girl, don't you go anywhere. You my nanny now. Don't go anywhere. And so she's with us. She helps with everything.
Yes? Like what? Tell us what she helps with.
Okay, so she cooks, she cleans, she helps with the kids, she helps with the errands. If I need communication, because I don't speak Spanish, so she does, like, picks up the phone, do the messaging. If we need to go somewhere, she's with me as my assistant, helping with all of the things I need help with. I just ask and she's there.
First of all, I need this nanny, and I don't even have kids. Are there nannies for adults? I'm like, please.
You just need an assistant. That's
I know.
What you
need. Yes. No, that's incredible. We're in Colombia, by the way. I saw that somebody asked. If y'all have any other questions, we'll try to get to as many as we can. If you have them, drop them in the comments. But we are in Medellín, Colombia. And thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all double tapping out there. So I know that we were talking about like the schools, Spanish. So a question that I get all the time is, can I move to this country if I don't speak the language? Let's talk a little bit about what the language barriers have been like here for you and also for your boys.
Okay, first of all, yes, you're gonna have to learn. Now, I took some classes before coming here, but once I got here and tried to speak, I was like, I don't think I'm doing this right. I am still on the struggle bus with Spanish,
Listen,
but I'm getting better.
Yeah.
And I think it's just that you just have to try. You just have
Yeah.
to try. You need to learn Spanish. Like, I don't care where you go, whatever country you go to, you need to learn their language. I think
Agreed.
that's just out of respect.
Agreed.
Just like when people come to the United States, we expect them to speak English. People get a whole attitude like, "Why are you not speaking English?" Well, you need to do the same thing in their country. So, that's it. That's just it. You're gonna have to learn Spanish. Many of the people here do not speak English at all. So just be prepared if you're coming to Colombia. If you're outside, I think Bogota probably has more of an English-speaking population.
Yeah.
But outside of Bogota and probably Medellín has a little bit, but not that many.
Yeah.
Outside of that, you better have some Spanish. I haven't even traveled to different cities yet because I want to get my Spanish up a little bit more so that I can be able to navigate the city.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, y'all, I've been speaking Spanish since 2019, and I have moments where I still struggle. Okay, like in my mind, I'm like, I should be a lot more further along than I am, but it's hard when you're not in the country. Like, because in the U.S., unless you have a person, you just not really get in that practice. I mean, and I've took classes for years, but again, it's very different whenever you're immersed in it and you're just naturally practicing because there's literally Spanish all around you. Yeah. Do you feel like the boys are adjusting to learning Spanish better than you?
They are. Okay. They are. Even though they try to push back, like they don't want to learn it, but they say words all the time. I mean, I learned this word. I did it. Oh, okay. Well, what is that?
Right.
So they are picking up Spanish at school, and as well as when they talk to the nanny, they pick it up. But I definitely still have to put them in the Spanish classes because academically they don't understand like everything. They just pick it up like I'm picking it up. Yeah. So, but they are. I think they are progressing faster than myself.
I feel like it makes sense. Like kids pick those things up so much quicker, and I think it's always dope whenever I see like expats here with their kids, and like I can hear them speaking Spanish. I'm like, dang. And also, like I feel like kids don't have as much as like a confidence issue. Yeah, no. That I feel like that's a really big part of learning any new language is it's the confidence. Like even if you know that you know the word, like it comes out kind of like slow, you're kind of mumbling a little bit, you're second guessing yourself. I feel like that's an element of learning a new language that a lot of people don't talk about. But I'm completely in agreement. Absolutely, learn the language. If you're gonna move somewhere, you don't need to be fluent before you get there. You don't need to be fluent in the first 6 months, but you need to at least learn how to be conversational because as Kelly said, it's respectful for the culture.
Yeah. And the people appreciate you more when they see you're trying because they will help you.
Yes.
But if you're trying to talk to them in straight English, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. Like, so you got to try.
Yeah, 100%. I'll be like, disculpa por mí muy mal español. Like, I'll literally be like, sorry for my really bad Spanish. And it brings the barrier down a little bit because to be honest, y'all, a lot of times if they see me coming up, like they're like, oh, like, Americana, like they feel intimidated, right? Because they're thinking like, oh shit, I don't know English, right? So you really want to be able to bring the barrier down for both of you and just have this very humble moment of, hey, we're gonna get through this. Like it might take us some time, but we're going to get through this. I saw that someone over here asked why she chose Colombia. So we already talked about that earlier. We don't have time to revisit the whole thing, but y'all, I will repost this the replay on my YouTube channel for anybody that wants to go back and watch it from the beginning. Okay, so we talked about school. We talked about why you chose Colombia. We talked about how the boys are adjusting. Tell me, what would you say have been the biggest challenges being here versus being in the U.S.?
Okay, the biggest challenges I would say probably because everything is so convenient for us in the U.S. When you're here, you actually got to go to the store. You got to go to multiple different stores.
Yes.
To get stuff. You can't just go to one store and get everything you need and, you're good to go. Nah, you got to get out and about in these streets.
Yep.
So that's kind of it's a challenge because then you got to find where the stuff is, then get there, and then navigate finding it in the store. You know,
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff. I think the other challenge is, I think the other challenge really was the school situation.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
yeah, that sounds
I think
like
that
that
was
was a
the
lot.
biggest. Yeah, now that I'm over that hump of finding the school, now it's just navigating them in the school because there's a lot of activities and they want you to do this and they want you to do that, and I'm
Like
like,
activities outside of the classroom.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like show up here. And like this week, they wanted me to show up 3 times. I'm like, no, I cannot. I will show up one
I could do
time,
1 out of 3.
right,
What's priority?
right. Or they want me to come at 7 o'clock in the morning. What? Why we gotta do
Oh, these
that?
Colombians be up,
Yeah,
baby.
well,
They be
so
up early.
I have to get the kids up at 5:15. 5:15 in the morning because they take the school bus to school. So they're up at 5:15. They're out the door by like 6:05.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they're gone until about 3:20 ish.
Wow.
So yeah, they. I mean, I'm up.
Wait, did you just say they're out the door at 6?
6:05. The bus is here.
What time does school start?
They have to be in their classrooms by 7:15.
Wow.
They have to be in the classroom, or they late at by 7:15.
What time did y'all have to be in school? Because my school didn't start until 8:30.
Girl, well, okay. You know what? When I was younger, I was in like the desegregation program, so that's when they bus you from the city to the county. So I used to have to get up early like that, and I hated it, and I hate it now. But but I was like, well, this is what we got to do for right now.
Yeah,
that's why I said I am going to try to find another school closer to the neighborhood we live in. So that we don't have to get up that early.
Yeah,
like it's easier for me to get to and do the activities when they want me to show up, because trying to go from here all the way out, well, it's like in Las Palmas, that area, in the morning with traffic and this and that.
Yeah, that traffic here is stupid too. Y'all.
Yeah, so it's like that's a hassle.
Yeah.
So but hey, we start one place and then we do better.
Exactly. Exactly.
We have to get started.
And what I love about all of this is like it really comes down to flexibility, because one thing that I have said over and over is like, honestly, some of y'all could have been living abroad. Like some of y'all could have left a long time ago if you were willing to be more flexible. There are so many scenarios where people are like, oh, it has to be this country, it has to be this date, it has to be this school. And I'm like, that's why you're still in the US. Like you can't want to do something this big and then also be like every single one of these boxes has to be checked. Okay. Like you gotta come up with your wants, your needs, and your non-negotiables. And you gotta understand that it's just like they say in a partner. If you get 80%, baby, that's perfection. Like that's the perfection right there. If you got 80% of what you're looking for, then boom. And so the fact that you're already like, you're gonna look for somewhere else, it's like it just goes to show that you're willing to figure it out. And that I feel like is one of the biggest pieces of living abroad, is just be willing to figure it out.
And you have to be flexible, because you may have a plan. I had a plan when I came over the summer. My plan was to see how we felt about it. Once we made the decision, find an apartment, find a school before we left at the end of August, come back in September and be able to like just go, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that didn't happen at all. At all. So you just have to be able to go with the flow. That's because it's out of your control. They do things differently in other countries, especially here.
Yep.
The rental process is different. I couldn't just go, and I knew this before I came from the relocation tour, but I couldn't just go and say, hey, I want to walk up and rent an apartment like we do in the States. Go to the leasing office and say, can I see apartments? No. You got to find a real estate agent, multiple real estate agents, and have all of them looking for you.
Yeah.
Go see these places in person.
Yep.
And fill it out. Like it's a whole situation. Just like the schools, you got to go in person. All of this stuff, you just got to do the legwork.
Yeah. No, 100%. And one thing that I've learned about is this thing on? Oh God, I'm gonna turn it off. Jesus. Look, y'all been able to hear us this whole time. Well, I think I accidentally turned off this mic. I don't know why they put the button right here where you have to hold it, but they should have put it like up here. Anyway, okay, somebody said it's on. Thank you. Thank you, Aaliyah. Thank you for confirming for us. They would have told us if we were on mute. But no, what I was gonna say is, what I'm learning is like sometimes the things that are frustrating, they also end up being like kind of like a life lesson. So one of the things about living abroad, one of my favorite things about living abroad is just the slower life. And don't get me wrong, there are days where like it's frustratingly slow. Like because like you said in the US, like you're used to like a tap of a button. Like you don't, you don't even really gotta talk to people, which by the way is really toxic, but I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole right now of how the US does a really great job of keeping you in your house sucked in and not out in a community, but I will digress on that. Point being, what I've learned is that it's not normal for us to constantly be in a hurry. Like for us to like this whole mentality of I need it right now. Like I have to have it like right this second. And living abroad has taught me like it's okay to slow down.
Oh yeah.
Like it's okay to take things a little bit slower. Like it's actually it's it's like the love-hate relationship of like being forced to go outside more.
Oh yeah.
Because especially because I've been working from home since like 2018, and then I remember recognizing like, Bianca, you're such a hermit crab. Like you don't even go out. Like I get so excited about realizing I can get this delivered. Oh, they can bring this to me. Like I'm actually in the process of trying to find like a good. Have you got a massage here?
I did.
Okay, did you love it?
I've gotten two at two different places. It was good.
Okay, yeah, because I'm on the hunt for like a really really good masseuse here, and I remember seeing one in the group, and I'm gonna come back to that because I want to talk about the group. I remember seeing one, and I was like, "Oh, great, they can come to my house," and I was like, "Bianca, no." I was like, "No, no, you are not getting massages in this house. Yes. Go outside. Go."
And I feel the same way because it's like, okay, you don't need to be in the house all the time. I make myself go out to do those types of things.
Yeah.
Like I have had somebody come in and do my nails, but then I was like,
yeah.
I need to go out because I also need to learn my community, my neighborhood. I need to patronize the people in my neighborhood because a lot of it's all entrepreneurs out here. I mean, it's nothing for people to start a business and have all of this stuff. So I need to patronize the people in my community, learn my community, all of that. So yeah, I'm intentional about going out, getting my self care. Plus, it feels good to go to a spa and have the music and they have the table. Like it's a different thing. So,
it is.
I'd rather go out.
and it's beautiful too. Like also like Medellín is so beautiful and the weather is so nice.
Yeah, go out for a walk and walk to the spa. Walk to the nail place. It's nice. Like we have the windows wide open right now, and I know it's like 20-some degrees in some places. Sorry, it feels good here. You see how we dress, right?
Right, okay. Like we dress like this every day out here, y'all. Not us flexing. Okay, so I want to quickly talk about like community. So one concern that I hear a lot from parents is like, okay, but are we going to have a village? Are we going to have a community? Is it going to be like we go from having our family, our friends, our extended family to just being on our own? Okay. And I know that earlier you mentioned when you were talking about the schools, how you were in the groups and the WhatsApp, and y'all be telling y'all stop sleeping on Facebook groups, okay? There's too many people out here they've already done what you're trying to do. Go ask them, okay? You don't have to figure it out by yourself. So tell us a little bit about the community and village aspect that you've had since being out here.
The community is really good actually here in Medellín. The Black community, Black expat community, and Afro-Colombian is really, really good. It was already established. When I went on the relocation tour, I was able to get connected to the WhatsApp groups. So then that helped me out a lot because of 100%. Course you would not have known where to go and how to navigate all of that. But in the groups on WhatsApp, you simply just ask a question. They will be there to answer. The other thing is I'm an introvert, so let me put that out there. I can stay in the house all day long and be okay. But I had to change that because you have to get out and about and participate in things. But if you are going to participate in something, make sure it's going to be something you enjoy. Yeah. That is how you build community because then you get to meet people. You have to be consistent with this as well. You can't just go one time and think, oh, that's it. You got to be consistent. So go to certain activities that you enjoy doing on a consistent basis. You will meet people. You'll start seeing the same faces. People will connect you with other people. And it just goes from there. I've met some really, really good people, and I haven't been here that long. And I'm not a person that makes friends easily either, because I'm a person like, who are you? I gotta get to know. I gotta see how you move before, like I'm real like, But I had to kind of open up as well with that because, you have to be able also to accept help. That's another thing I had to adjust. Asking for help is always a difficult thing for me, but you need it. But people here are always willing to give you information, give you the advice because they've done it. Or I was about to make a mistake one time with an apartment, and somebody was like, don't do that. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. But I asked the question, and that's how I was able to get that feedback.
Yeah.
So the community is good. As far as the kids are concerned, there's a big parents group. So you could do something as simple as, hey, I'm going to organize a group activity. We're just going to meet up at the park. Any families want to join? Mm-hmm. I've done that. And it was about 4 or 5 families that joined us.
Wow.
So the kids got to play with other English speaking kids. And then from there, you just kind of have to make sure you remain in contact. So just send a WhatsApp message, hey, how you doing? Or this event is going on. Are you interested? So you kind of have to really make sure you maintain those connections. I know that may be a little bit more difficult, or we haven't had to do this since maybe high school or something like, or college, but you do have to maintain those connections. So my takeaways from that is make sure you get involved in things you enjoy, be consistent, and then maintain contact. Then you'll have your community. And the other thing is, there are a lot of people here who are everybody's in the same situation. Everybody moved here for the first time at some point.
Yep.
So that's why they're more open to help and share. But a lot of people are very genuine. Now, you do have some people you got to watch out for.
Yeah,
like
which will be everywhere. Exactly. Yep.
Right. But for the most part, I've met some real genuine people who, when they say, if you need something or if you have a question or whatever, I'm there, they're there.
Yeah. Y'all, I'm telling you, the community out here is one of the main reasons why we chose Colombia as a place to be, or I should say Medellín specifically, as a place to be more long term. And I know that there is like some controversy around like, oh, well, why would you go abroad?
It's on now.
Okay, is it back? Is the sound back? Can y'all hear us now? I'm trying to hold it like this, but it's so weird to hold it this way. Okay, we back. Okay, continue.
Okay. So I talked about saving money because you never know what's going to happen. Making sure you are going to be comfortable, making money remotely some type of way. And if you are scared, okay, I'm a different type of person. If I'm scared of something, that means I got to do it because I feel like if I don't do it, then that's just holding me back.
Yeah.
So I always push myself to do things I'm afraid of.
Okay. Can y'all hear us now? I think it's dying.
Okay.
Even though I charged it beforehand. Can y'all hear us now? Yes, no, maybe so.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I was like, don't be having us out here talking and y'all can't hear. Okay, they said I can hear now. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just suggesting going on some type of either relocation tour, or even if you just do a thorough scouting it out.
Yeah.
If you want to scout it out at least for a month, then you can really have an idea of what it is, what it's going to be like to live there. But the relocation tour just did wonders for me, just because I was able to connect automatically into everything. It made it easier for me. And when you have kids, that's what you need a lot of times. You just need it to be easy. When you're single, you can go and flow like you want to. Like, you can figure it out. But when you have other people who are nagging or complaining or unhappy and it's affecting you and you're trying to figure it all out on top of yourself, it's just easier to have something where you can rely on it. It's a resource that you can depend on, and it makes life easier for you. So that would be my advice. Get some type of remote work or something where you make money remotely. Save some money to fall back on and use when you first get yourself established, and then really scouting out the place, whether it's relocation tour or scouting it yourself, and spending some extended time there if you do scout it out yourself.
Yeah, no, and I love that you said spending extended time and actually making sure this is scouting, because we ain't talking about a vacation, y'all.
Right.
Hello.
The kids just got home.
Yes, they did. So we are wrapping up just in time. Kelly, thank you so much for answering all of this for us. I'm learning a lot. I'm not even a mom, and I feel like I've learned a lot from this interview. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And by the way, y'all, Kelly and I are both going to be speaking at a Move Abroad, an online Move Abroad conference next Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, the 22nd. So, and I do have tickets for that. I can link in my bio for anybody who wants to check that out. But otherwise, thank y'all so much for joining. Thank y'all for showing up, showing love. Like I said, I will put the replay on my YouTube channel for those of you who did not get to view the full interview while you were here. And yeah, we'll catch y'all next time. Ciao.
Bye.